All right, guys, Darren from FBA Elite, and welcome back to another video. So in this week's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons why now is one of the best times to start Amazon FBA that I have seen in the past few years. So I've been selling on Amazon since 2018, and I've gone through a few ups and downs as things in the markets have changed, and I think now is a fantastic time to start. So jumping straight into it, reason number 1, if you are thinking about starting Amazon FBA at the moment, why it's a great time to start Amazon FBA is shipping costs are back down to where they were pre-pandemic. So you can see shipping costs used to be quite stable. This is the cost of a container. You won't obviously be bringing in a container's worth of goods on your first shipment unless you've got a huge budget, but certainly this all follows through to smaller shipments, which are called LCLs, which is less than a container load. So they used to be around this type of price point. And then we had the pandemic, we had the lockdown, we had the build-up of supply, and then massive demand all around the world, which saw shipping costs absolutely go crazy. And you can see here during 2021, let's make sure you guys can see, during 2021 and in 2022, shipping costs were crazy high. Look at that, over $10,000 for a container that historically was costing around about $1,500 or less. The good news is over the past year or so, as inflation has kicked in and started having an impact on demand, we are back down to pre-pandemic levels. So this is fantastic for anyone that's considering starting Amazon FBA, as it means you need a lot less cash flow. To give you an example, when I was bringing in a shipment around about here, I might have spent around £500-600. For the same shipment at this point, I was spending over £3,000. So it just means shipping is a lot more manageable. You need a lot less cash flow, and the risk is reduced as well, as you've got a lot less money going into Amazon FBA. The second reason why now is a great time to start Amazon FBA in 2023 is the pound is actually getting stronger. This is something that you couldn't have said for the past few years, but ever since the turmoil of the mini budget at the end of 2022, the pound has actually been getting stronger. So then we were at, I think it was $1.03 to the pound, so nearly parity. And at the moment we're up to $1.24 to the pound, but this is possibly shaping up for a bigger breakout, which if it does, what it means is, again, the cost of goods come down, the cost of shipping comes down because the pound is stronger, so your overall financial risk is lower, so you have a slightly smaller budget. Now might be more viable than it would have been a year or so ago when shipping costs were crazy high and the pound was really weak. The next thing, as we've just come into spring, so at the moment it is April 2023, this is one of the best times to do product research. A lot of people find out about Amazon FBA over the Christmas period and they start Amazon FBA in January. But often the products that are looking at, the statistics have been inflated by what happened in Q4. So now is quite a nice time to do product research, as generally a lot less of the products would have been skewed and the stats you'll be seeing are more indicative of what you'd expect year round. Now, there are always going to be products that have different seasonal events throughout the year. So some products will spike for Q4, some will spike for Easter, some will spike for the summer months. So you always have to keep that in mind. But at the moment, you should see more products having less seasonality issue because of the time of the year it is. So to give you an example of how this could easily go wrong if you were doing analysis in January or February or at the end of Q4, this is the wooden chopping board niche. So a fairly unexciting product and probably not something that you would imagine would be overly seasonal. But if we run X-ray from Helium 10 on this and look at the search volume search history, we can see how this performed over the past year. And if I just hide the webcam very quickly there, you can see that it sells steadily throughout the year. This is the search volume of around about, 1,500 on average throughout the year per month. And then there's this December and into the first half of January peak. So if you were doing your product research around here and started trying to predict how well this product was going to sell based on this data, you'd be disappointed and you would buy too much stock probably, because the rest of the year it actually sells less. So that is why now is a really good time to do product research, because it's a lot less chance that you're going to be having seasonal issues unless it's either Easter related or it is summer related. So as an example, I nearly launched a picnic blanket as my very first product back in 2018. And it was only really at the last minute because I was so new to the game. I realized by the time, if it was April I found it, by the time I'd gone through the sample process and ordered the stock and got it delivered, the summer would have almost been over anyway. So keep that in mind. Always look what the seasonality is like, but now generally speaking is a good time to do product research. And number 4 is Amazon are actually offering incentives at the moment. So again, let me blow this up so you guys can see. They want new sellers. Now, this partly might be down to the fact they treat sellers so badly. So sellers are leaving, so they have to incentivize new sellers. If they just treated us a bit better in the first place, a lot more sellers would probably stick around. But either way, if you are considering starting Amazon FBA in 2023, now is a good time as you've got these additional incentives. So just a few of the things: get 5% back on your first £800,000 in branded sales. That is quite a high threshold that you can get 5% back from. The second point doesn't really apply to most of you guys. The third point, get 120 days of free storage for 100 units plus 180 days free removals. This is really handy. Say you trial a product and it doesn't work out, you're not going to pay anything for the storage fees if you've only got 100 units, and plus you can get it removed for free as well. So again, it helps reduce that overall financial risks. The next one's quite good, which is get £40 credit for sponsored products, which is your pay per click. In my experience, if you sign up for an account, you'll probably find you get an offer bigger than £40 if you don't start running PPC straight away. I have recently signed up for a new account and I've had bigger offers than £40 of free credit to try and get me into PPC, because Amazon know how profitable PPC is for them. So £40 is a tiny loss leader. And enroll one product in Vine for free for up to 30 trusted reviews, which is £160 in value. So only use this if you have a really, really good product. If your product is average in any way, Vine reviews can destroy a product, as they will pick your product apart. But certainly if you do have a good product, getting this for free is a very nice incentive. And there is one more incentive I want to show you as well, which isn't listed here, but if we click on Visit Seller Central for details, this is one I've actually been taking advantage of for my other Amazon account that I've recently set up. And it's this one here. Let me blow this up a bit bigger. And it says here, £80 in credits in inventory shipping fees for using Amazon partnered carrier program, or £160 in credits in fulfillment fees for using Amazon Global Logistics. So if you use Amazon Global Logistics from shipping directly from China, they're going to be £160 in credit towards that. But if you're like me and you're shipping directly from your house to Amazon, so you might bring your stock to you first, Amazon are going to give you £80 in credit if you use their partnered carrier program, which is basically using UPS. So you book the shipment in Amazon, you then use the tracking number to book the collection with UPS. UPS come and get it, then Amazon will pay for up to £80 of shipping. So it's quite a nice incentive for anyone that signs up to Amazon FBA. And like I said, I've been taking full advantage of that with the other account that I have recently opened. And just finally, this one probably is a bit more negative than the other 4, but unemployment is forecast to rise in the UK as we head through 2023. This is from the OBR, and you can see they are predicting unemployment will rise as we go through this year. So with that in mind, people probably aren't feeling overly safe in their jobs. So if you have a sideline, a backup income, it will give you that bit more peace of mind, that bit more security that if your job doesn't work out, you've got something to catch you, or hopefully the Amazon FBA goes so well that eventually you'll be able to turn around and sack the boss instead. So keep that in mind. We are going into quite a turbulent economic period. No one knows exactly how things are going to play out. So the more that you can diversify your income, the better placed you'll be to ride this out. So keep that all in mind. Those are 5 reasons why you should start Amazon FBA. Now, if Amazon FBA is of interest to you, I'm going to pop up 2 videos. One is showing you step by step how you can make your first £1,000 per month with Amazon FBA. So I'll pop that up here. And the other video is going to show you the product research method that I use to find products to sell on Amazon. So the example I'm going to pop up here shows you how I found 25 products in less than a week. And I'll see you guys in either of those.